Hey there YouTube, USMC Shorter here coming at you with a video. This is all about checking 1911s. This is a quick guide for anybody who's thinking about going out and buying a 1911, just to give you some pointers, some things to check, some things to look for. This isn't really meant to be a comprehensive overview of a 1911. This is just meant to show you a couple things that are important to look for. Now, first off, whenever you reach for a gun in a gun store, the clerk should have opened it for you, or at least slid the slide back, looked down inside, and made sure there's no bullet in the chamber. But if he hands it to you and he hasn't, then that's what you're going to do. You're going to pull it back, and you're going to peer right down in there. See, we can look down in our chamber. It's real nice. It's real beautiful. There is no round in the chamber. Do not check to make sure the chamber is clear by looking down this end. You'll look like an idiot. Now, secondly, assuming the clerk has handed it to you this way, please don't thumb it down. It puts a lot of stress on the internal components of the weapon. So instead, what you're going to do is you're going to let the slide go forward by pulling back here. Now, give me 1 second. I'm doing this one-handed, which I know is pretty poor taste, but you guys got to bear with me here. Okay, so you're going to grab it just like that. Very simple. If you let it go down, the clerk might get pissed. So. And don't do it, because it's a dick move, okay? Now, our first test that we're going to look at is called muzzle to bushing fit. So, there's our muzzle, and obviously there's a bushing right there. This bushing is there to make sure that the barrel stays in line with the sights on the pistol. So if the barrel does not stay in line with the sights on the pistol, obviously we will have inaccuracy. So you're going to take your thumb, place it over top, and you're going to wiggle. Go around the clock with it. If you feel slack, clicking, anything like that, that means that you have a loose bushing. That's easily fixed, but it's something to look for. Maybe the gun shop will fix that for you if you're interested in the pistol. Second, it's a lockup test, okay? Same kind of thing. You're going to take your thumb and you're going to push right here, right on the chamber. Okay? And if you're pushing straight down, if you are able to push that and it moves considerably, I'm talking like more than a 1/16 of an inch. A little tiny bit of movement is okay. But what you're not really going to be looking for is if it moves, if it actually slides when you do that, that's bad. That means that you have a bad lockup, and that's a sign of inaccuracy as well. Another thing to look for is slide to frame fit. So you're going to grab, you're going to wiggle. Now you can hear some chattering. Okay, that's okay. That's not bad. If it goes clack, 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 clack real bad, you're gonna want to stay away from that one. If you find, I'd say a Kimber that has a lot of that, or one of the high-end guns that has a lot of that, it's probably been shot out. You should probably look for something else. But this is actually a brand new 1911. It's not that bad to have a little bit of slop like that, but which again, excessive. Everything in moderation, right? You don't want too much slop going on. This is pretty close to pushing it. I'm not happy with how loose that is, but again, it's like the more room you have there, if it gets dirty, it won't lock up on you. Not to say that the tight ones will lock up on you. Okay, next thing you're going to look for is the sights. You're going to go ahead and you give that front sight a nice wiggle, and see if that moves. Same with the rear sights. Okay. Now, something you can look for is, see, these are pinned. It's pretty good. It's nice to have. Okay. Next thing, again, like I said, it's cleared. You looked at it. You made sure. Don't point it at the clerk when you do this, all right? You're going to point it at something that, let's say you had a bullet in the gun. If it actually did go off, you wouldn't kill anybody by whatever you're pointing this at. So I'm talking floor, or that's about it. Okay, so point it down. Alright. Notice how much room the trigger has to move backwards before I hit the engagement. It's called take-up. Not a lot. I've got about 1/8 of an inch of take-up. And then watch how much over travel I have. Okay? I have almost no over travel. This is a very nice trigger. That's a hallmark of 1911s. Even the bad ones seem to have good triggers. Now what's going on here? something to look for. See that hole right there? That means I have an adjustable overstop or over travel. So I can actually adjust this trigger. I can't adjust the weight of the trigger, but I can adjust the over travel in the trigger. Okay? Next thing we're going to go ahead and look for is our barrel to frame fit. So we're going to lock it open again. Okay, now that we've got to lock it open, we're going to be looking down inside. Let me grab a flashlight here, that way you guys aren't completely in the dark. Okay. We're going to look down inside. Remember that chamber we got? Okay, I'm going to run my finger up the ramp into the barrel. Okay, so I'm going to take the finger, and what I'm feeling for is any rough spot where the barrel meets the frame. What I don't want is I don't want a lot of overhang. Now, you should feel the barrel in front of the ramp in the frame. That's good. If the barrel overhangs the frame, then you're going to have rounds that get caught. That's bad. Okay? Next thing we're going to look for is how easily I can drop a magazine in. Okay? So with this test, I got a magazine. I'm going to press the magazine release. Okay? And I'm going to drop this in, and this should go all the way in. Okay? And obviously I've got a follower in there that's, keeping it from seating all the way, but okay. Now, another test. Again, I'm going to press the magazine release, and I'm going to turn the pistol over and allow the magazine to fall out. Okay, again, don't drop that on the floor in the gun store. Be respectful is what I'm trying to say with all this junk. That means that the trigger bars that run back around the magazine are not touching the magazine. That's why it's important to make sure you got the magazine release depressed, because watch what happens when I don't. And that's as far as the magazine's going to go. See that? I have to push it the rest of the way to clear the magazine release. Okay, and that's fine. That's what you're going to do every single time you chamber a magazine. You don't have to have this down while you push it in. There's no reason to really have to do that, but that's just a test. Okay? Now, some other stuff to look for, if you're getting real serious, are check out the extractor, check out the ejector, check the safety. Does it engage well? Is it slick? Is it too easy? You want it to be easy, but not too easy. Now, that's something, a race gun is going to be quick. Real on-off. Okay, because it's a race gun. It stays in a case, goes to the shooting range, and that's it. A carry gun, you might want it to be, a little hard to put on, a little harder to turn off. It's up to you. It's how you feel, but keep in mind what you're using the pistol for is important. Okay, and then the last test we're going to do is called the pencil test, and I have misplaced my pencil. What we're going to do here is, let me back the camera up so you guys can get a little more of a view about what's going on. Okay. I'm going to take the pistol and I'm going to drop a pencil down the barrel. And this test is to check for the lockup. Don't pull the trigger because you'll send that flying. I'm going to take and I'm going to push and watch the pistol unlock. You know what helps though? Safety. Alright, now watch the pistol unlock. You're going to feel, is it clunky? You have any hard clicks to overcome? Or does it feel smooth? Don't go so much by what's happening right here. Don't look at it so much. Feel inside the pencil. Are you feeling clicks? Are you feeling pops? You feeling stuff like that? That might mean that you've got a bad lockup. It might mean that the pin, the link pin, is too long or too short. Something's going on in there. This one's pretty good. Feels nice and smooth. Okay, and then the next part of this test is I'm going to take and I'm going to tilt the pencil inside this way. And I'm going to push the lugs upwards. And I'm going to do the same test, same purpose. I'm just feeling to make sure it's It's not clunky. Okay? Oh, it's good. Now you are going to shave some shavings off, so don't be too freaked out. If you can do it with a pencil, that's better because they don't do that as much. But be respectful. If the clerk doesn't want you to do those things, don't do those things. But these are some good tests. Like I said, check out your 1911 that you're trying to buy, because it is a big purchase, you know. Especially if you're just getting into 1911s. The last thing you want to do is spend $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 or more on a pistol that's junk. Don't get taken, because there are just as many dishonest people out there as there are honest people out there. Okay, and do your research. Check for what you really want. You know, if you're wanting to carry a gun, you might get a commander size like this. You might get an officer size, which is even shorter. This is a 4 1/3 inch barrel. They're usually 4 1/4. See, got a little extra length on the barrel out past the bushing there. But yeah, the commanders are usually about 4 1/4 inch. Okay, but they're the same here back as the governments, which are the full 5 inch, like the old 1911 A1s. And then you've got the officers, which are shorter still. They only have a 6 round or 7 round magazine as opposed to a 7 or 8 round magazine, but they're another 1/4 inch shorter than this. So think about what you want it for. Have fun. 1911s are like the Legos of handguns, you know. There's so much that you can do with them. They're a lot of fun. If you just want one for customizing, maybe these tests will help you find one that's in operational condition, so that you can change out the grips, you know, and the safeties and hammers and sights. Have fun with it. Alright, I hope I didn't talk your ear off. I hope you found this informative. Other than that, this is USMC Schroeder. God bless America, and I'll see y'all later.